there, I'm Video Buddy. I'm so glad you can play with me right now. I bet you're ready to get started. The first thing you need to do is get your Video Buddy handset. Take the suction cup at the end of the cord and get ready to stick it firmly right on top of the black dot. But before you do, wipe off the TV screen, especially right here, by the dot. Okay, now stick the suction cup as close as you can to the middle of the black dot. If you don't get it the first time, don't worry, you can try again. Next, press the purple power button. Way to go! Now the way this works is that every once in a while during the story, we get to play. I'll ask you questions and you give me answers. Okay? Every time you hear this sound, you get to answer the question. We're going to have lots of fun, so let's get started. But before we do, I've got a great idea. There's a word that you're going to hear a lot during the show. We're going to call it the secret word of the day. Every time you hear the secret word of the day, press the green button and you'll hear this sound. Got it? Good. The secret word of the day is favorite. Remember, every time you hear the word favorite, press the green button. Now let's get started.
Yeah, maybe we should let him go. Roar!
Hey, it's me, Video Buddy, and it's time to play. Now every time you hear this sound, press the button with your answer. Sometimes I even ask you to press 2 buttons for the right answers. So listen carefully. Ready to get started? All right. Kermit is leading the Muppet Babies on an exciting safari through the jungle. They're searching for a lion. Besides a lion, what are 2 other animals you might find living in the jungle? A penguin, an elephant, a gorilla, a shark, or a moose? Press the buttons that show the 2 animals you might find living in the jungle. An elephant and a gorilla are 2 of the many creatures you might find living in the jungle. I don't think the Muppet Babies found quite what they were looking for in their imaginary jungle, though. And here's what I mean by that. Check this out. The Muppet Babies think they've caught a lion, so Kermit puts him safely into a cage. But it turns out the lion is really just one of the Muppet Babies. Which of the Muppet Babies is pretending to be a lion? Is it Piggy, Skeeter, Gonzo, Fozzie, or Animal? Press the button that shows which Muppet Baby was pretending to be a lion. Well, it wasn't exactly a lion, but it was some kind of animal. Sometimes Animal seems like he's as ferocious as a lion, doesn't he? Gonzo and Skeeter go off in search of big game on their own. The game that they discover is called jacks. You play the game of jacks with these star-shaped pieces called jacks and a ball. How many jacks do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Press the button that shows how many jacks there are. There are 3 jacks here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Muppet Babies dream up next. Remember, the secret word of the day is favorite. Every time you hear the word favorite, press the green button.
Hi, kids.
edges.
Hi again. It's me, your video buddy. It's a good time to play, wouldn't you say? When you hear this sound, it's time to answer. Let's get started. After capturing the wild exotic animal, Kermit suggests they put him in the zoo. Does Rolf think that taking Animal to the zoo is a good idea? Press the green button for yes if you think Rolf wants to put Animal in the zoo, or press red for no if Rolf doesn't want to put Animal in the zoo. The answer is no. Rolf did not like the idea of putting Animal in the zoo, even though Nanny explains to Rolf that a zoo is a place that keeps animals safe. Piggy's favorite animals are flamingos because they're beautiful and graceful, just like she is. Would you say that flamingos' legs are long or short? Press the green button if you think flamingos' legs are long, or press the red button if you think their legs are short. A flamingo has very long legs. I wonder if flamingos have trouble touching their toes. Just as Piggy is finishing her beautiful dance, she falls into Animal's wading pool with a big, graceful splash. From the way she talks to him, what do you think? Is Piggy happy with Animal or angry at Animal? Press the button that shows how Piggy feels toward Animal. Piggy is angry at Animal for getting her all wet, but she doesn't stay angry long. She and Animal are still good friends. Skeeter imagines the Muppet Babies are judging the Chimp Olympics. After one chimp swings through the trees, Fozzie, Piggy, and Kermit show their scores. 2 Muppet Babies gave the same score, but which Muppet Baby gave a different score? Was it Fozzie, Piggy, or Kermit? Press the button that shows which Muppet Baby judge gave the score that was different from the other 2. Fozzie's score was different from the other 2. Now let's swing back to the story because it looks like the Muppet Babies are going to the Olympics too. Let's go!
That was fun, Skeeter! Oh no!
Hey, it's time to play with me, Video Buddy. Get those button-pushing fingers ready. Let's go! In the spirit of great athletes everywhere, Fozzie performs his amazing double somersault lip wrap with a 1 1/4 nose twist. Were the other Muppet Babies scared by Fozzie's face? Or did they think it was funny? Press the green button if the Muppet Babies were scared by Fozzie's face. Or press the red button if they thought his face was funny. The Muppet Babies thought Fozzie's face was really funny. Why don't you try making a silly face right now, too? See if you can touch your nose with your tongue. Fozzie is on stage entertaining a pack of hyenas, and he tells them a joke about a turtle. After Fozzie tells the joke, what happens next? Do the hyenas laugh? Do they run away? Or do they fall asleep? Press the button to choose what the hyenas do after Fozzie tells his joke. The hyenas thought Fozzie's joke was so bad that they ran away. I guess those hyenas are smarter than they look. Gonzo arrives on the scene to help Fozzie defuse the huge bomb. But it turns out the bomb is really an enormous tomato. Tomato begins with the T sound and the letter T. Besides a tomato, what other word begins with the letter T? Is it parrot, lollipop, tiger, swing, or fountain. Press the button to choose the word that begins with the letter T. Tiger begins with the letter T. Can you draw the letter T on the floor with your toe? Terrific! Okay, it's time to see what happens next in our story of the world's biggest tomato bomb. Remember, the secret word of the day is favorite.
Quick, do something before it explodes.
Moose with a moose! Yeah!
It's me again. I'm ready to play the Video Buddy way. Let's have some fun. Gonzo does his best to keep the tomato bomb from exploding. He uses several different tools to do the job. Let's see if you can remember what they are. Look at these tools and try to find the two that Gonzo uses to defuse the bomb. Does he use a wrench, a screwdriver, a hammer, a saw, or a paintbrush? Press the two buttons to show which two tools Gonzo uses when he works on the giant tomato. Gonzo uses the wrench and the saw. But the way things turned out, Gonzo probably could have used a washcloth and some soap. Skeeter has a funny story about how the zebra got his stripes. She thinks maybe a black horse stood behind a fence while it was being painted white. But of course, a zebra isn't the only animal that has stripes. Which of these animals also has stripes? A tiger, a lamb, a frog, a cow, or a giraffe? Press the button to choose the one animal that also has stripes. The tiger is the one animal here that has stripes. All the other animals shown here have different markings, but I don't think they got them by being sprayed through a fence. The Muppet Babies sing a happy song to Ralph to help cheer him up. It's about how many wonderful animals there are. During the song, Scooter has a caterpillar friend that turns into a different kind of insect. What kind of insect does Scooter's caterpillar turn into? Is it an ant, a spider, a butterfly, a ladybug, or a cricket? Press the button that shows the kind of creature the caterpillar changes into. The caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And you know, caterpillars really do turn into butterflies. Scooter's caterpillar has turned blue, but real butterflies come in every color of the rainbow.
Oh boy, my favorite. Oh, no. Guess what? I'm not an anteater!
Hi again. It's me, your video buddy. It's a good time to play, wouldn't you say? The Muppet Babies are talking about something very important. What it means for animals to become extinct. It's a big word, but do you know what it means? Does extinct mean disappeared from the earth forever? Something doesn't smell very good? Or is it a place to do the dishes? Press the button to choose what extinct means. Extinct means that a living thing has disappeared from the earth forever, like when the dinosaurs disappeared. There are no more dinosaurs living anywhere on our planet. Can you imagine looking out your window and seeing a big brontosaurus munching on your grass? That would be cool! Gonzo doesn't know what kind of animal he is, but he thinks he might be an anteater. So he goes with his anteater family to an anteater restaurant for some anteater food. What big yellow letter is outside the anteater restaurant? Is it C, B, A, or D? Here's a hint. It's the first letter in the word anteater. Press the button that shows what big letter is outside the anteater restaurant. The big yellow letter outside the anteater restaurant and the first letter in the word anteater is A. As always, another amazing answer. While Gonzo is at the restaurant, he has a bowl of something to eat. What was in Gonzo's bowl? Was it spaghetti, soup, ants, ice cream, or cherries? Press the button that shows what was in Gonzo's bowl. Yuck! Ants were in Gonzo's bowl. I can see why Gonzo didn't want to eat ants. He's not an anteater. All right. I wonder what furry or feathery friends the Muppet Babies might be meeting next. Let's go see.
Gonzo, it's only your imagination.
You're right. Thanks, Kermit. Oh, well, at least you'll come to visit me, won't you?
Hi there. I'm back and ready to play. Here we go with more Video Buddy fun. Animal is taking the Muppet Babies on a tour of the People Zoo. And Gonzo notices that Animal always imagines in bright crayon colors. In fact, the bus that picks up the Muppet Babies has different colors on it. The bus is mostly one color. What color do you see more than any other on the bus? Is it green, orange, blue, yellow, or red? Press the button that shows what the main color of the bus is. The steps are blue and the windows are red, but the bus is mostly yellow. I hope Animal imagined comfortable seats on this bus. And speaking of seats, the bus that the Muppet Babies ride on is called a double-decker bus. It has 2 levels of seats, a bottom level and a top level. During the tour of the People Zoo, do the Muppet Babies ride on the bottom level or on the top level of the bus? Press the green button if the Muppet Babies sit on the bottom level, or press the red button if they sit on the top level of the bus. The Muppet Babies sit on the top level of the bus. That way they have a great view of all the interesting things to see at the People Zoo. At the People Zoo, the Muppet Babies see animals dressed like people and even doing people jobs. Which of these animals was not at the People Zoo? The hippo, the penguin, the octopus, the cat, or the giraffe? Press the button to choose which animal was not at the People Zoo. The cat was not at the People Zoo, but he has a pretty neat job too. At the end of our story, Rolf thinks that a zoo might not be such a scary place after all. And when Nanny tells the Muppet Babies she's taking them all on a trip to the zoo tomorrow, most of them are excited to go. Except for someone who's a little worried. Who is worried about going to the zoo? Is it Kermit, Gonzo, Piggy, Animal, or Fozzie? Press the button to choose which Muppet Baby is a little worried about going to the zoo. It's Gonzo who's a little worried about going to the zoo. He thinks they might put him in the zoo. But I'm sure Gonzo will have a great time. After all, the zoo is a fun place to visit. Hey, do you remember the secret word of the day that we talked about at the beginning of the show? Well, how'd you do? Great, I bet. Do you remember what the secret word of the day was? Was it silly, cat, or favorite? Press the button to choose the secret word of the day. The word was favorite, and it was said 10 times. Wow! I hope you had fun with the secret word of the day. I know I did. All right. That's our show this time around. I can't wait until we can play again. See you next time.